All right, so this is going to be one of the most haphazard and random videos I've ever made. All right, and I just wanted to check out a new microphone that I've got. Jesus. All right, so I'm coming to you at an angle, and I'm going to be looking this way quite a lot. But I thought I'd just talk about three important historical people who we might have been introduced to before. And they all present us with references, these three, to an historical Jesus, and at least one of them is a bit problematic, and that would be Flavius Josephus, but it's Tacitus and Suetonius as well. They all give us references two of them give us references in the 2nd century, in the early 2nd century, Suetonius and Tacitus, and Josephus obviously in the first, in around the 90s, if indeed he is not a fraudulent reference. So I'm just going to read this very quickly. It's quite interesting because they tell you something, and it's not what we might think, but they all three of us tell us something pivotal to the Jesus quandary that we've been talking about. Here we go. Now for a curious little feature of these references. We wish to remind the reader now that I'm going to get rid of that now. Remind the reader that we actually find the Jewish Messiah simply taking the form of the Roman Emperor according to Josephus, Tacitus, and this is terribly written. Josephus, Tacitus, and Suetonius. This has to be taken seriously. These men are members of the Flavian court. We will find a number of literary, political, archaeological, and propagandistic reasons for why they believe Titus Flavius Vespasian to be the literal Jewish Messiah and world leader. And it is borne witness in two of the Gospels in shining detail. I don't know what I'm talking. Hang on. We shall finish this book with a little detour into some of the evidence. We mean to remind the reader here of those references to another Messiah altogether. That I need to work on this. Anyway, quoting Josephus. Here we go. What did the most to induce the Jews to start this war was an ambiguous oracle that was also found in their sacred writings. How, about that time, one from their country should become governor of the habitable earth. The Jews took this prediction to belong to themselves in particular, and many of the wise men were thereby deceived in their determination. Now this oracle certainly denoted the government of Vespasian. He was appointed emperor in Judea. So he's saying this oracle denoted the government of Vespasian. So he's saying this is Vespasian, the Messiah. He believed the Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, to be Vespasian. Although he didn't have to be Jewish, he just had to be this new Messiah the Jews were looking for. Now Tacitus says something to the same accord. The majority of the Jews were convinced that the ancient scriptures of their priests alluded to the present as the very time when the Orient would triumph and from Judea would go forth men destined to rule the world. This mysterious prophecy really referred to Vespasian and Titus, but to the common people, true to the selfish ambitions of mankind, thought that this exalted destiny was reserved for them, and not even their calamities opened their eyes to the truth. This is Tacitus Histories Anti-Book 513, Antiquities, I think it's referring to there, but this can all be found in the historical record, in the literary record, and we find a third affirmation as to the same belief in Suetonius. Here's his magic number. So the magic number is 3 here, and here's the third, there had spread over the Orient, all over the Orient, an old and established belief that it was fated at that time for men coming from Judea to rule the world. For men coming to rule the world. The prediction referring to the Emperor of Rome, as afterwards appeared from the event the people of Judea took to themselves. Okay, so he's just saying here, he doesn't mention Vespasian, but he says this prediction referred to the Emperor of Rome. And they're talking about Judea, important figure ruling the world, the Messiah, would come from Judea. Now these three guys are, giving us three separate attestations of the Messiah being, Titus. Why would that be? And of course Josephus says, for he was the Messiah. And this is why people have long denied that origin when he said Josephus didn't think Jesus was the Messiah. This is probably what he was referring to. And about this time as well, there's an interesting touch. Just realised this. And about this time as well, at about this time in Josephus, what I just read to you, about this time finishes or starts, Josephus's Testimonium Flavianum. So it is a bit strange that we get two of these guys don't mention Jesus as the Messiah, which is quite interesting. I don't think so anyway, but Josephus does, but now this is what he meant. It was Titus, funny enough, and Titus obviously was extremely important in Josephus' life. He probably saved his life in Judea, and then took him and placed him really close to where he lived in a nice swish apartment, and then had him writing his histories and so on for basically the benefit of Rome, because he was very thumbs up as far as the Romans went. He did talk reasonably objectively in his histories. He didn't try and big up the emperor too much, but he definitely knew what side of his toast where the butter came from, whatever the thing was there that I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, I just want to try out this microphone. I don't know if any of you got that, but I think that might be portentous to a further study in this, in that we might well find that the Messiah in Titus was actually written into Luke, and I have some evidence for this. Joseph Atwell, if anyone knows the name, being the operative researcher and author, scholar in this field. Anyway, goodbye. Take care. Bye.